Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Riverside Oval. My name, as always, is Dave Webb. I'm joined in commentary today by PJ Organ,
Hello.
a Port Adelaide legend. How are you, PJ?
Very good.
What
very
a beautiful day.
It is. It's a bit warm on my behalf because I have a pasty skin, but
I know. Well, it's going to be a tough one today, and I think it's going to be tough on two accounts for the boys from Riverside. As the first kick-off is knocked on, they'll play the advantage. Mr. Jackson is our man in the middle today, and it's a chance to see this Souths scrum for the first time. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Souths were very, very good against old collegians, and I think Port will have their backs up against the wall. The one good thing for them is Renuku, who is the big number 12, went through the middle. He's got a rest this week. Slight knock, and he's just looking after it, managing it. I do think that they have a potential ace in the hold, though, Port Adelaide. I have been told that the CEO of Rugby Western Australia is on the bench, and he's an ex-Wallaby. So we are hoping.
this morning I heard.
Yeah, we'll see how he goes. As Joe Wiggett will send it into midfield. Isoa will send it short to Rockenai in the start of this game. I mean, it feels like a pre-season game, PJ, because of the weather. Certainly the handling was a little bit like a pre-season game.
I think it comes down to a bit of structure and see how the hands pull up. It shouldn't be a slippery game because, as I say, the weather is very nice.
Absolutely perfect. And the way that this oval runs is that the sun doesn't really end up in anybody's eyes, does it?
No, it sets in the west over here.
It's actually a lovely little place to play rugby. So the first line out of the day for South, and that was an intriguing battle last time we saw them. I don't know, I think...
Evenly matched in size.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. I haven't got any names at the moment for Port, so I'm going off memory. Scowcroft at the back.
Yep.
They've gone to the middle, and they're going to try and start the driving maul.
South got it.
Looks like they've held it up for now.
Oh, he's away.
Tried to go around the blind side and still working down that far side and bundled into touch. Sagari at number 8. Trying to pick and drive and go to the short side. That's an intriguing battle because Terry Coe, I think the last time we saw Port play against Adelaide Uni, we did talk about whether we were going to see him move to the forwards at some point, and that appears to be today.
Awesome.
And on top of that, he's led the team out, so he's captaining today. But again, nice short line out. Very, very close to that Port line. Wiggett. Little snipe from Wiggett will go over, and very early on, Souths will get the first points. This could be a very long afternoon for the boys in black and white, PJ.
Hope not. I hope we just a bit of a slow start, and regroup, get some nice battles happening on the field.
It was a slow start, and I don't want to labour the point, but it is incredibly warm out there.
It should be warmed up. Both teams were warming up for a decent while. Coming back, regrouping.
They had, I think, 3 or 4 different kickers last time we saw South, and it looks like Rockenai is going to start things off today. Got nobody from Souths just yet as well. We did put the call out, and a number of people were asked, and I almost had to drag you off the hill to get you in here as well. So
I was looking for someone else, but everyone else who played in the Bs is pretty much playing for the A's again, I think.
Yeah, well, we're starting to reach that time of year, aren't we? Where
injuries kick through.
Yeah, and training twice a week starts to get a little bit onerous, and the excuses come thick and fast. That one will be pushed across the front, so just 5 points to 0 on the Wojtek scoreboard so far. Nathan Charles is the name of the ex-Wallaby. Very interesting story about Nathan Charles. He's the only person ever really in the history of professional sport to play at an elite level while having cystic fibrosis.
That is something.
There's a lovely quote. There's an absolutely lovely quote in the article that I read. He is believed to be the only person in the world with cystic fibrosis to play any contact sport professionally.
Right. Was it discovered early in his life, or?
I think they know pretty early on. Yeah. If you look at the symptoms and classic outcomes of cystic fibrosis, it's not a great scenario from a sporting point of view. And this is the line, but he seems to have defied science and defied logic. That is a review, isn't it?
So rugby helps the body grow strong.
So a scrum to Port in a good position.
Oh, yeah, knock on.
Lots of field to play with. The unique crowning of this field means that our view is rather obstructed over to this far side.
So it should set the standard for today. Yep, it's out.
Now we'll send it out the back, and we're into the backs line. The first time Port really had ball in hand, and that's not a bad start from them.
Nice hit up.
They're going to have to keep the ball in their hands as much as they possibly can today, you would suggest?
Nice hit up.
Just trying to find some yardage, and it's stolen by Isoa, but they're going to come back for a penalty. Just trying to make a decision on what they're doing. There's some talk about whether they're going to go for it or...
looks like they're going for points.
Which again is probably not a silly idea.
Keep possession.
Just frustrate South. So I'm just starting to work my way through some of the Port names, and saw him carry, as he did a lot against Adelaide University, Damien Lee, wearing the number 5. Always a workhorse and happy to put his hand up and do the work.
Big fella, he's a big fella. Like, you just... He's
not
the standard all-round big fella. He's actually looks a bit masculine.
I know. Muscular and masculine. It's a good combination. So Tui Vasa will take this kick. Had a long conversation. Well, not a long conversation. I had a conversation with him before the game. Told him that we want to see the Cobra come back. His try scoring Cobra, as that's gone. But they will get the ball back.
So there's an interesting story with Tui. We were playing touch in one of my pre-season matches, and there was no malice in his play, but I literally hurt my hand on his bloody abs. And I'm just like, yeah, I might have to step back a lot.
He's charged down as well, so some good stuff coming through. Rowe will try and find a way through. Scowcraft will just jump on his back. I do love the old koala tackle, the backpack tackle.
I'll wrap up.
Stanojevic trying to find a way through. And Wiggett again has managed to find a little bit of space. Not sure whether there was a hand on that, but it doesn't matter. We're coming back for a high shot.
The sideline.
So it will be another line out to South, and I think that's Grebenshikov. Very interesting kicking technique, which we picked up.
Not many meters, but it's still out. Always
that's
good.
all you want, really.
That's it.
Let your line out do the work.
A lot of people go for the distance and fail to get it out.
So Porter is at 2. Very impressive line-out jumper, Brodie Porter, the number 6. Obviously in charge of it. Asked for it not to be straight. Very clever from Damien Lee.
Chappie's backing up. I saw him on the bees as well.
Yeah, he did play a bit, and he did say he had to go off to play A's. Where's he playing? So he's playing on the flank. Is Sam Chapman? That's an incredible story as well. Just how quickly he came back from a knee reconstruction.
Surgery. He's just up for all the challenges. Got married, had knee reconstructions.
It was a whirlwind romance, that one, wasn't it? I think it wasn't long after.
No. She's been very
when
good
you know, you know.
She's been very good for him.
There's Reynolds.
Oh.
To Tui Vassar, had a couple of bites at it and lost it. Samro will take over. Wiggett snipes again. Finds a way through.
Setting the play. Setting it up.
Rock and I will set in.
Good tackle. Chappie
Sagari trying to find a way through. I think
oh.
it's looking at that Port forward pack. So will try and find a way through. He's somebody who you can't leave alone and expect that he's going to pass. Zeervogel breaks through the first tackle. That is going to be the watchword of the day for Port Adelaide. First up, tackles Tui Vassar. Oh, he's going to say he's offside. We'll have a look.
Some nice, good structure happening there.
He was, yeah. And
oh, here we go.
Where is he? There he is in the midfield. The yellow boots. Holds.
Nah.
Oh, he's just off.
Yeah.
Saw what he was thinking a long way
away.
away.
Is that last feet? It's still last feet, isn't it? Behind the rock.
It is still last feet. I think he was last feet of the tackled player, unfortunately for him. That one will go into touch. So another South line out. So they tried to drive him all. Anyway, I'm going to get this point out.
That's right.
It's all about first up tackles today for Port.
Yep.
If they're missing tackles and Souths can get beyond the gain line, it's going to be a long afternoon, you would suggest.
Oh, nice.
Over the top of Lee.
Big push by Port.
Port do have Lamble on the bench. I have seen him. He's a good line-out tool as well. Into midfield they go. Rowe to Grabenshikov. And there's what we were talking about. A missed first-time tackle. And it just gives South the front foot. And Isao will try and find a way through. He's still going. Just held short. Scrambling defence now for Port Adelaide. Scowcroft is going to do well to have got away with that. Stanojevic just puts the head down and goes. Koe will get underneath him. There's hands on from a Port point of view, and they get the tackle, and that's Falatolu. Absolutely wonderful work from Anatolia Falatolu.
Penalty, Port's ball.
Penalty, yep, not releasing.
JP with a kick. Nice.
It is a good kick, so they will come out towards halfway. Slowing the game down a bit early on, but they are trying to control it.
It seems to be a very good stop-start play. There's lots of opportunities to run your set moves.
And get some breath in. Riley Warren struggled a little bit set piece-wise. And they get Porter up in the air, and struggles continue for Riley Warren. Stolen by Bully Ruarua. Out to Isoa. Rock and I on the short ball. That's forward.
Umpires are right on it today. Very good.
And one of the props is Dane Lewis. Sorry, not Dane. It's Anzio Lewis.
Anzio,
Dane is around though. I have
yes,
seen
I've
Dane.
seen him, yeah, he's
Now they do have Dean on the bench today. Surname escapes me at the moment.
Faulkner.
Faulkner.
Yep.
They have Dean Faulkner on the bench today. He is another hooker, so at
he
least
played,
Riley has a little bit of backup. That's a dominant scrum from Souths, and Koe has to pick and go.
Yeah, nice.
We'll take on
jeez, what are we doing here?
another penalty.
Penalty.
Offside. So JP now will be able to send it down the line. JP standing for, it's John Paul, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. South African.
Jean Paul? Jean-Pierre? No, I think it's John Paul, isn't it?
JP.
Just a little bit.
one of those people. I'd be JP.
So right in front of us, this lineup, we'll get to have a look at Riley Warren's work. They've gone to a shortened lineup very, very quickly, Port.
Yeah.
And they try and go over the top of Porter. And again, didn't look. Oh, free kick.
Numbers.
Well, I did wonder that. And now we'll go quickly again into the midfield to Koei. Koei will send it short.
Oh, he's through.
Oh, he's found a way through.
Oh, look out.
Up to the 22 and just off the feet of Koei. I think that's Sam Chapman who literally jumped on the grenade at that point.
Still Port scoring.
Very, very well. And it is going to come back to Port. Reynolds will sit at the back.
Oh. No,
and then a little knock on from South.
Okay.
So Port will have a scrum in a really strong position. It's a good break. I don't know who the number 25 is. Sorry, like I said, I don't have a team sheet.
Yeah.
So scrum on the 22. Better scrum from Port out to Tuivasa. Tuivasa will step and run between Rokanai and Isoa. Ronavusa.
Nice.
Still there. Nell now has structure on the inside. Lewis just puts his head down and makes some extra yards.
Oh, lost.
Stolen by Porter.
Play on.
Porter will try and find a way. Everyone kind of stopped. I don't think even Brady Porter couldn't work out how the ball ended up in his hands. Wiggett will find Sagari. Able to, well, thought he was handing it off, but it's gone forward again. And these little handling errors that have come from Souths, just allowing Port to stay in this game. And I can confirm that Nathan Childs is on the bench.
He's still on the bench.
And he was running water. He ran the tea, actually,
Yeah.
as well. So
Get yourself warmed up.
just having a chat. I haven't really seen anything wrong with the scrums.
No.
I mean, they've saw a dominant one from Souths. I always worry about the front rows when...
You're always refreshing the rules.
I have no idea what goes on in the front row. If you ever saw me having a conversation like that as a referee, that was basically me saying, boys, I don't know what you're doing.
What
Please behave.
Is it touch, pause, and engage? What is it these
touch,
days?
Pause, engage, I think. Or set. I don't know.
You're a qualified referee.
Not anymore. Well, I don't know whether I ever lose it.
Oh,
wide ball out to this near side. A little bit of one-on-one. Has to work back into the safety and has Koei as support. Nella's got across there, and again, Port just taking the territory little by little. Lewis has a couple of bounces on it. 25 is Tim Mitchell. Thank you for that. Tuivasa again will run at a gap. Now they're out on that far side as well. Stanojevic will come across. He gets shaken off. Went a little bit too high.
Support.
Oh, he said it's fine. And they're away. Inside, looked forward. Still going. Koei shouting forward from about 60 yards away. Just get back, Terry. Grebenshikov sends it long to this near side. Koei will work hard. Look good for mine. Just a very, very tough collision.
Reset. South controlling the play.
Came very, very hard, but made a couple. There's no release there from Chapman, so he actually did well. Otherwise, he would have given the penalty against. Sagari can't get away from Koei. That battle is going to be wonderful, I think, between those two, Sagari and Koei. There's the arm out. It doesn't matter because Isoa has found a gap in the middle, and he will go through, and he will score under the posts. And as discussed, he's someone, he will always show the pass, but you cannot. Yeah. You've just got to honour him every single time, because if you give him space, he'll take it.
That's it. So pretend you're going to pass it, and if the opportunity's there to not.
It just opened up, didn't
Look at
it?
it.
I mean, he had a back rower and the prop to run between.
Well, someone shot up for the hard tackle and left
Just a
big
big
hole.
space in the middle.
Yeah,
Tui Vasa working hard to get back, but didn't quite make it.
that's it. It's the pressure you want to see.
Classy runner. Vusa. Words for the Port Adelaide 12. He's just caught. Leaving a late one on Zia Vogel.
Oh, I think he pulled out. I'm gonna say
Well, yeah,
pulled
I mean,
out.
if he'd actually left it
Well,
on it,
yeah.
I think
That's right.
Zia Vogel wouldn't have had the chance to ask the question.
That's it. But if he caught it, it would have been a different story.
Well, if he caught it, I think we would have been.
Hits of the week. Huh.
So, 7, well, no, it's not, it's 12 points to 5 now, isn't it? That's not a strong point. 12 points to 5.
Oh, they scored one already. didn't they?
Yep. And I think I
There
can
you go.
confirm
There
it
it
is.
It's
It
up
is
there.
Nathan Charles. So Port Adelaide today have the benefit of an ex-Wallaby as their water boy.
You know, just running out some words of inspiration.
Good restart from Tui Vasa.
Yeah, make a difference.
Great restart from Tui Vasa, and Port have come down with it, which they did a lot. It is a very strong part of the game.
Yeah, strong
Koei
defeat. Nice.
hit hard. It was Ashby who came up strong and quick. Good clean out
Structure.
again.
Yeah, good structure here. Oh,
He wanted the penalty.
oh, milked that one, didn't he? Nice play.
So not rolling away, and Port will get another penalty. And it's been an interesting start to this game.
Right.
Who's slow getting up? Reynolds is
Oh,
slow getting up, but it's been an interesting start to this game,
that's it.
where Port have had the lion's share of the possession, just cannot.
Just a couple of open plays by South, and they've crossed the line.
So I don't think Port have scored yet.
Yeah,
Did they score a try?
yeah. Well,
I don't think they have. I know it says on there. I don't think they've scored.
yeah.
one of
down
those
the wing,
days.
wasn't it? No, or was that trap?
I've no idea, to be honest. We will.
Oh no. Oh, okay. We've just taken it off. So.
We'll work it out. If it needs to be there, we'll find it. Don't worry, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's on a summer break today. Just there's confusion everywhere. No one really knows how many numbers we've got in the line out. I don't know what's going on today.
Stop sunbaking and pay attention to
There's
the score.
something in the coffee.
Oh.
Just missed
Ah,
again,
just-
Riley Warren.
Just over the top. It would have been a
They
very
have
nice
to
play.
fix that set piece.
Oh, that ball's out.
Yeah, they're
And
not going to
long.
get away with that one. I don't think Sagari took far too long. It depends on. I'd like to see it again. It depends on how quickly he got hands on.
Just missed over the
So
top.
that's Williams going after it. Does well to get it in. Sagari with the release. Hands on.
Yeah, he's on his feet.
Yeah, that one looked okay for mine.
Says as a rule, you only got to convince one person that it's wrong. And it's
Laws.
the guy with the whistle.
Laws. We have laws, PJ. Not rules. We're not AFL.
We don't get fined for breaking them. We get penalised.
Well, sometimes you can get fined. Depends on what the fine is and who.
So normally in the change rooms afterwards, shout at everybody. Nice little kick chip by JP there. Very good.
Line out in a very strong position. Riley Warren has to hit one.
We've got number 11 all the way out
So
here on
now
the
they
wing.
look like they're going to try and speed it up. They're trying to go fast, but there's no ball out there, so all of that goes away.
If you've got a set play, this is pretty much the perfect place where you want to do it.
Well, because they've had to go to a short line out, you have to ask the question whether that's taken away the driving maul. But if you look at midfield, you've got Koei, Williams, Tui Vasa is there. Haven't got a name for the number 12, so if someone can help me out with that one. And very close again, but Nell has to go sniping.
Oh,
Scowcroft
coming
will look down the blind side as well. Very, very close. They're inside the 5.
Nice pick and drive.
Another pick and drive from Lewis.
Nice structure.
Just a little bit high. Gets it down, though.
High. Very good.
And Lie will get some points on the board for Port Adelaide, and nothing more than they deserve, you would think.
Just the old pick and drive, pick and drive.
Yeah. Too high from Stanojevic, and he's not used to. Normally, he is the. Normally, he's the big dog at stuff like that, and he
textbook play, grabs them and flips them back where they're going.
Yeah, normally he's very, very strong with that, but I think he's met his match in Damien Lie, and great to get his name on the scoreboard because. Do you know what? He does a lot of work for little reward week in, week out, Damien Lie.
There's a lot of people on the field that are like that. The forwards, they normally call them. The backs just take all the tries.
Tuivasa will hopefully have a nicer connection than the last one. There's some Port Adelaide names on the hill behind us as well, I have to be honest. Harris Tuvai-Lopez up there, Doggy's up there. Been trying desperately to think of his proper name for a while.
Darren?
Darren something, isn't it?
Darren Dogger. Darren.
Just Doggy.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a better connection, and the flags go up. So we are going to be 12 points apiece with 25 minutes gone on the...
No, we're just...
7, sorry.
7.
I was putting on the original 5.
You took that other try away from him.
My director's had enough. He's going to fire me. You might have somebody else in the second half.
You could just ask for a week off if you wanted the week, mate.
I know. Well, I think I am off next week, unfortunately. I think work is going to get in the way next week.
Money, who needs it, hey?
2 balls on at the moment. And the restart from Port Adelaide has been very good. And
that's it.
It's really intriguing how this game has started and how close it's been. Leo will just lose that one forward, so 2 knock-ons, and Seth will have a scrum.
That's right.
But it's been really intriguing how this one has started. It's not...
You get the 2 evenly matched teams, and they can play either very scrappy ugly or very just open and nice.
Yeah, but on
paper.
Great shots from our camera operators up there, and Leo just lost it forward. The other thing as well, Sean Metcalf is on the bench, so there's certainly some... I know he's here, I've seen him here.
Really?
So he must be on the bench.
What are we doing over here?
Tuivasa will look to try and find a way through.
Oh, here we go. Nope. Nice big hit up again.
Koe again, and out the back from Koe, and Leo will tidy it up. Leo from halfway gets out towards the 10. Support is coming.
Nice.
Is the room out here? Scowcroft. He will take some extra yards as well. Now will look to go quick. Chapman. How quickly can they get this ball out? Here it is, Koe. Little show, and then we'll run at the midfield of Souths. Still going.
One-handed.
Oh, and the offload was not needed, and Grebenshikov will turn it around. Falatolu will chase back. Shows kick. Gets away from one. Back into the South's half. I'd say that Souths have been stung somewhat. Only out of the 5, only out of the top 4 on points difference at the moment, Souths. Riley Warren. Big strong run, and Rockenai sits him down. That's what you want from your 12. Oh. Kick comes off a south foot, so it's going to be a Port Adelaide ball.
Yep, ball.
That's a great out the back ball, and Leo had a lot of work to do. And I tell you what, there was a fullback back there, but I would have backed Leo against him one-on-one. Great covering tackle from Sam Rowe. Falatolu with a good counter-attack as he tried to offload again from here.
Too many one-handed.
Oh no, that's Bully Ruarua. Great steal from Bully Ruarua, and another line out goes, but that time that was because Brody Porter got a hand on it. So we approach half an hour on the Wojtek scoreboard. just looking to my left, and now I can't see Sean Metcalf.
No,
I don't know whether that was an injury in the warm-up. But he was definitely there, and he was definitely stripped. Played very, very well against Adelaide Uni, and you wonder whether he would be brought on as an impact player, and he certainly would make an impact.
Very good. Very quick fella. I don't think he knows where he's running when he's running.
Forwards, hopefully.
He just gets through those holes.
So a Port scrum, 40 metres out on this near side, lots of room to work with again. Souths again, big and strong. It's got to come at some point. It's going to go down, but they'll just reset that.
Nope, it's out.
Yeah, that'll just reset, I think. The Port Adelaide front row caving under pressure at that point. And on this near side, there's all sorts of work going on. Just call of lock it out second row, but I think if your front row's 6 foot up in the air, there's nothing the second row is going to be able to do about it.
You have to scrum that line out, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to have another look at that, because I think this near side, which is Williams, just all sorts of stuff going on. Zeervogel, yeah, Zeervogel on this near side against Williams. No, not Williams. I don't know who that young man is, I'm afraid.
There we go.
The number 3. Yeah, up and in and all sorts of stuff going on this near side. As we talked about last week with the scrummaging, whatever side the referee is on, the opposite side, that's where the shenanigans happen.
Sheer coincidence that, always.
Yeah. So it is Zeervogel on this near side. Just keep an eye on this little battle, and again, look straight in from Zeervogel.
Nice. There we go.
Tuivasa.
Long ball.
Fires it all the way out, misses everybody out. Good strong run of that winger on the far side, and again, apologies, don't have a name for him. Coe picks it up off his bootlaces, and then Chapman will do the hard yards. Nell again has Lewis coming and just stopped a little bit as he received it, which means that there's a very dominant tackle coming, but it pops out. Falatolu. Good clean out again. Nell.
Port's ball still.
Williams.
Oh, nice hit up.
That's a big, strong hit from Williams. Now, Chapman.
Chappy with the hands.
Inside ball.
Oh, nice.
And again, they're going to find their way to halfway.
Very nice. Oh, what's he going to do? He's looking.
Counter-up came from Stanojevic, but Port's still able to get away. Scowcroft will carry into the south half. Nell again to Coe. Coe will then find some seagulls, and they just want a little bit more territory.
Nice.
A tactical kick from Coe, you would suggest. I think he wants a rest as everybody else does.
Oh, he's going long.
They've gone early. No.
No. Refs.
Mr. Jackson's going to say no. We're going to do it.
Oh, someone's down there on Port in the middle.
I think it's, oh no, that looks like Falatolu. Like I said, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
I mean, if I sit normally, I can't actually see him.
Yeah,
I think it's
pitches
Falatolu. So looking away to my left, as far as backs go, this is where you would probably be looking at Sean Mack. I've got to find out what's going on there.
Yeah, I can't see him.
The way he's being dealt with, you would suggest it's lower back.
Lower back. Buttocks area. The buttocks.
The very lower back.
Yes.
But so, you know, we're approaching 35 minutes.
Yeah.
The start has been okay.
Yeah, it's been great structured play by both teams. It's open play, and all the stoppages seem to be on one side of the field or the other. Very much we were training drills come into play, and
and it certainly looks like a very forward heavy bench away to our left.
that childhood obesity from a couple of years ago was really done well for the footage.
There is the Kia Stonic. That's the raffle prize this year. There's the Kia Stonic Sport as well, PJ.
Nice.
So, you know.
Well, it's rugby, it's sport.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a souped-up engine. So they are going to make a change. Falatolo is going to limp off, and the way he's moving, it definitely looks like back, doesn't it?
Yeah, you say the lower back kind of leg. Oh, Dave's helping him.
Yeah, he looks like I do on a Sunday evening.
just when you wake up. Not even having played sports
just every
anymore.
single morning.
Just rolling out of bed. Oh.
So I did wonder whether I saw a signal for it to be Port's ball. No, it is a South's ball.
No.
See what Souths do from an exit point of view.
You reckon gonna come this side or stay on that side?
Vit Mack is the winger on the far side.
South won it.
And they're just looking to give themselves a little bit of extra yardage. Grabeshnikov will sit back in the pocket. Likes to carry the ball on his exit play, so if you can get off quickly, which Nell does, you can put him under a little bit of pressure, but Port will have a line out in around, inside the 40. So 5 minutes away from half time, plus red time. Falatolu, yeah, he's holding his back away to our left.
I think he's reached the age where one injury, it's either going to always be there or it's going to affect all of his other injuries that he's got.
He'll just move. Another Port line out. Can they get this one right?
Yep.
Yes, they can.
Nice.
Best one that we've seen from Riley Warren. Koe will stand at first receiver. He will step Sagari. Clean out comes. Isoa almost got hands on. Nell is there.
Oh, off the bounce. Nice.
Reynolds will send it to Scowcroft to Tui Vasu. It ended up on the floor.
Nice play. Nice play.
Original
hang on. Still Port's
penalty.
Ball. Penalty.
So question. He got hold of the second one better. The old Barnes Wallace towards Reynolds.
Oh.
Was there a South hand in there? But anyway, so they're going to go from here. Personally, I would take the points. Go in with 2 points difference.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a bit of time left in this one, actually, saying that, and it looks like they're going to go to the corner.
That's it. That's what everyone wants to see. Tries.
I said the other week, I think I've been in Australia too long because I do want to see the ball kicked into touch now and more tries, whereas, a couple of years ago, the Northern Hemisphere me would be screaming at them for not taking the points available. Points win premierships. But Riley Warren, let's see whether he can keep his tail up after a good line out the last time.
That's it.
Certainly in driving maul territory again. Yes, and it's good again. And they do set up from there. Just rolled off the side. I think that was Scowcroft who went and had a look. They're short again. Lewis. Going to try not to be bundled into touch. Nell. Williams, he's big and strong from there.
Pumping the feet.
In he goes again. That's Chapman.
Chappie.
Koe.
Oh, he's gone for the long ball.
Oh, the intercept, but the whistle goes.
Penalty again.
Offside. So we had Damien Leo score.
We did?
And nobody else?
I believe it was...
I know, it's terrible. We'll find out at half-time. I'll have it right. It's either 12-all or it's 12-7. Choose your own adventure, people at home.
We do have it video recorded, so I'm sure...
I know. I'm sure we'll get it right at some point.
We'll sort it out.
So a Port Adelaide scrum in a strong position. Koe at the back will be dangerous from here. Grabeshnikov will have to make his tackle and make it stick. You've seen that Koe can quite often make yards after contact. He's going to go at Wiggett. Wiggett will hold on to a leg. Nell gets his hands away. They are short. Can he get there? Yes, he can.
Nice play.
So now it's 12 points apiece, definitely, with the kick to come. Port could go in at half-time with their noses in front.
Yeah.
It-
Might shake up
you know,
South.
I don't want to count your chickens or anything, but
Have they come in overconfident?
Souths.
Yeah.
Don't know. To be honest, it just feels like they haven't had hands on the ball a lot.
No, that's possession. Possession is the game.
I mean, I used to have a rugby coach who said if we keep hold of the ball,
That's it.
we could play the All Blacks, and the very worst we could do is draw.
That's right. You can't score if you don't have the ball.
Exactly. But Souths have shown, and it would be an absolute battle of fitness, because keeping Souths out for 80 minutes is going to be a big ask. Tuivasa way out wide in red time. Contact looks
Nice kick.
good. It's got the legs. Has it got the direction? No. So 12 points apiece on the Wojtek scoreboard.
Got the most experienced water boy there running.
I know, right?
I spoke everyone up. We're going to have a Wallabies on our team today, guys. And he's going to be running the water.
Running the water. It's a big coup for South Australian rugby.
Psychological warfare. Ooh.
Lié again up and contacted. Just wondering whether the first knock on was from Lié. So another scrum. There's been a lot of scrums, and Souths have certainly had the ascendancy in the scrum, but Port have done enough to be able to get it and clear it from the back.
South ball.
It is a South ball. The first one was from Lié.
Okay.
Again, contesting a restart. Sagari, he will go off the back, and anything Koe can do, he can do as well. Yeah, you see, with ball in hand, they're very, very busy, and they're very, very quick. There's a whistle for a high shot. Sagari, he wants to go. Not taken from the mark, so kind of let Port out of jail then, because I don't think they were anywhere near 10. But this is the difference now. Once we haven't seen Souths with ball in hand very often. That's an offload and a half.
Oh, it's setting a scrum.
So they've asked for the scrum. They know they're strong in the scrum.
That's it.
So here's the high one from Wiggett, just slipping under the challenge of Chapman. Joe won't mind. I've been calling him Joel for years, apparently. Just Joe.
Just corrected by your teammates. Gone blind.
Sagari, just not a bad scrum from Port. It put them on the back foot, but they're looking down that short side, and the ball's gone to ground. It's still going. It's all very scrappy, and a penalty to Port.
They should be saying.
And I think they're just going to knock it out, and Reynolds is like, yep, we want to go in for half time. We're going to take a very quick break because we have to sort some stuff out. We've obviously got the My Money Home draw coming up, and we're going to try and grab the most decorated water boy in world rugby as well, to have a quick chat with him. We'll be right back very soon.
Awesome.
So here we are. We're with Jade from My Money Home again. My Money Home, My Money House. House, My Money House. Another $1,000 will go out this week. Thank you very much, Jade. I tell you what, you work hard at the amount of tickets that we get. So Jade, if you do the honours. Love how you don't look anywhere. That's all right. Damien Leah, he's got a try today, and now he's got $1,000. Congratulations to Damien. You have to make sure you tell him. Thank you very much, Jade. Oh, you need that one, Damien Leah. Well done. And I've got with me, and we joked about it, with the most decorated water boy in the whole of world rugby. Nathan, how are you?
Yeah, well, thanks.
Yeah, good. So you're over here. You're Carl's equivalent in Western Australia, CEO of Rugby Western Australia.
CEO of Rugby WA. Yes.
That is Rugby WA.
Yes, yeah.
We'll get it right. That's huge, and it's from a rugby point of view. Western Australia and the force over the last couple of years. I'm just going to turn this way so we can hear you. Over the last couple of years, it's been a real inspiration to rugby, especially when Super Rugby kind of went, we need you to take a step back, I think is the nicest way that it could be said.
Diplomatic.
Yeah. And for Western Australia to go, well, no, we're going to play elite rugby anyway. We're going to do it. It's been an inspiration, I think, for people like ourselves who are in a developing state. So where is rugby in Western Australia at the moment?
Look, I think we're on the upward trajectory.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, a few years ago, 2017 was a tough year for rugby lovers and also West Australian passionate rugby supporters. Fortunate to have someone like Andrew Forrest, Twiggy, to come in and support the direction of rugby in WA. And, over time, I think we've proven ourselves as worthy of having a spot, and especially coming back into Super Rugby. We're on the upward trajectory. We've got a great team in the Western Force, but also we've got a great grassroots program being run with, like I said, support from Andrew around the development. So we'll keep working towards that and growing our numbers.
And your following there as well is absolutely it's incredible there. And I think part of that is, because of 2017, ironically, it's had a huge boost to people in Western Australia following rugby.
Yeah, well, we've got the Sea of Blue, who everyone in World Rugby know, and they've stayed staunch supporters throughout the whole time. We were never going anywhere. It was just a matter of time before we were back where we belong. Yeah,
and that's great. So 2017, they say, no, we're really sorry, not financially viable. You're going to have to leave us. What are we, 4 years later? And they're talking about a Rugby World Cup final being played in Perth. So huge success story. So congratulations for everything you've been involved with. From a personal point of view as well, cystic fibrosis, and there's some quotes that I'm going to go through. It's wonderful for you to be playing professional sport and professional contact sport with cystic fibrosis. So you work around that. The inclusion for rugby, is there something could we see something like soccer in rugby where there are cystic fibrosis teams that are graded and stuff like that, or does the contact?
No, probably not, to be honest, man. I've always lived my life about not having barriers and not letting anything get in front of you. So I just say to anyone, cystic fibrosis or not, people with barriers in their life, just to have a crack, do whatever you want to do, and don't let anyone tell you can't do, because that's what I was told when I was growing up, and I just was a bit of a motivating factor and a driving force behind, saying, I can and I will.
Yeah, from a personal point of view, it's amazing, because the soccer team I'm involved with, they have a cystic fibrosis team, so I'll go back and tell them that I've met you, and they'll be absolutely stoked. But the quote that I read this morning, and I don't know whether you've ever heard this, but I just feel that this is amazing, and you should have it on your gravestone. If you look at the symptoms of and classic outcomes of cystic fibrosis, it's not a great scenario from a sporting point of view, but he seems to have defied science and logic. It is a massive story, and we do hope to see you run around. You are all registered and insured for this weekend, so we do hope to see you around. Just go easy on them.
Look, I hope they go easy on me. I retired for a reason, and club rugby and grassroots is what I'm passionate about, and to be able to give back. And
wonderful to have you, and we'll send people over there. If you want us, you want Space Quake Sports for your grand final, we're available. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go back for another break, and we'll be back with you for half number 2. Now this one's, there we go. So we are back. A quick run around the corner. Longer than usual half-time for us, but you don't get the chance to speak to an ex-Wallaby, and that's an inspirational old ex-Wallaby, as we had in Nathan Charles. So we are about ready to go again, and Port will restart. And we're getting an update on names. Lie again is going to be able to challenge. Ball has come down on Port's way, but the first knock-on was Lie again. We've got some names. There we go. So PJ will join us. He went on a little errand to get some names for us. Thank you, PJ.
That's all right. You were busy interviewing.
Did you
I said,
get any insight from the
I said, is he coming on? And he gave the standard
He said
answer
to
of,
us. He said to us he was going to get 5 minutes. He has got a playing jersey over his shoulder at the moment. Wiggett will feed the ball into the scrum. Better scrum from Port Adelaide. Isoa will send it high into midfield. Grabeshnikov has to collect the bouncing ball. And they were out on that far side. Gunnar Sakara will make his way away from a couple. He is streaming down that wing, comes back inside, shakes another tackle. That's an incredible run from the winger. Inside the 22, Rockenai, short ball to Grabeshnikov. He is absolutely rocked.
oh, penalty.
And another penalty to Port. Is that just running into each other? Yeah, I think so.
Accidental offside, is that?
Truck and trailer is...
Yeah. Let's go with that one.
Well, Scowcroft had hands on. So might be not releasing. Well done, Mr. Scowcroft.
Oh, not out. Going for the meters.
Grabeshnikov will send it over the top. It bounces between a load of Port players. Tui Vasa manages to pick it up, but interesting contact on the knee.
Long ball.
Oh, he's done well. How's the bounce? Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Oh, no.
That was right in front of us.
Yeah, there was no arms in that. There will be a card. I don't know what colour. There'll be a card. California is the young man. I've only just learnt his name, and if that's the first thing we do with him.
Oh, he's up.
He's a tough boy.
He is.
Isoa Ronavusa. But I would suggest that is... there will be a card. Yeah. It just depends on what colour. We broke our red card duck in the grand final, I think, last year, the Division 1 grand final.
Here he goes. Yellow.
Just a yellow. And he's done very, very well. I mean, I think the only thing that saved him is that it wasn't higher.
Yeah, and well.
Oh God, it was high actually.
It was pretty bad in slow motion.
I didn't realise how high that was.
So that's it.
Well, he's a lucky boy then.
So 43-minute mark.
Well, this is a big 10 minutes for Port. And it's also a big 10 minutes for South. As we discussed, they're only out of the 5 on points difference.
So they do need to get a
So they needed it.
couple of tries.
They wanted to put some points on, you would think, today. So Port have done very, very well. They wouldn't hurt for them to have a bonus point. Certainly their goal would be to finish as high in that second 5 as they possibly could. So Gari again will look down this near side. Stanojevic at the back, he's going to look to pick and go, which he does. Wiggett again. We'll give it to Ronavusa. Yeah, didn't beat the clean up, but again, Porter managing to get hands on.
Oh, it's on.
Bully Ruarua on the wraparound. Goes to ground again. Another challenge. It's scrappy at the moment.
It's a bit messy at the moment, yeah. And here we go.
There's another one. Time is going to go off there as well. Is it going to be evened up very quickly? I missed that one, I have to be honest.
I don't think there's much anything. It looked more like a going for the intercept. Or Jessamine.
So he's talking to Tui Vasa. Are they going to be down 2 players? There is some discussion about that should have been a red, and what I would like to say is that when I saw the initial contact, I knew there was no arms in it. It was so fast, I didn't really know where the contact was.
I mean, we have the benefit.
And then we watched the replay
yeah.
a couple of times, and that's when, because we've seen the replay a couple of times, we've seen
nothing, just a warning.
That it would be.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not entirely sure what that was for. Let's hope. He's lucky that that's just a warning. I mean, God knows what happened.
It's that, yeah. You see them bend down and you think they're going to do the old quick play.
But I think just going quickly back to that yellow card versus red card, there was a long conversation between the assistant referee and the referee, and the speed in which it happened.
I think also.
I don't think they had everything.
That he got up and kind of went back and continued playing.
Here is Ronavuso, and he's swung it out the back, and now they are going to go wide. Off his toes.
Good tackle.
Oh, inside the 5. Wonderful tackle coming across.
And
it's stolen by Williams.
And he goes for the kick.
And they're away. On a knock on. Oh, Koe will just send it away. He did so well to pick it up off his toes.
Good cover defense by Port there.
Really good. Koe got Brodie Porter out of jail then, because I got a feeling Brodie Porter was about to pick that up, which then, of course, would have been offside. Koe just swung that big right hoof of his through it. Just has to keep. It is now a question as to whether Port can keep them out. It is
going
to be backs to the wall stuff, and
dragging out
the immediate future with only 10 players on. Port going backwards again. Koe will have to tidy up. Koe. High ball. Well, everyone went up and no one came down with it. Scowcroft will finally pick it up.
Oh,
first knock on was Port. Nobody touched it.
I don't remember seeing it.
Here
we go. I reckon it just bounced funny right when Scowcroft was about to pick it up.
So still 12 points apiece.
Backs are split here.
I don't think we've had a draw. Sagari again. Runs on the outside and gets Isoa away. And Isoa's going to do it again. Runs under the post, barely touched. That is payback. Conversion in a good spot. Just, he's not 100%, I think. I don't think he is 100%. Isoa, Ronavusa. I don't know how long we stay on him after he scored the try, but he does not look comfortable. I don't think many people would be comfortable
Yeah.
after that. I mean, he may as well have been hit by a
I
car.
don't think I'd be unstilled, no.
No, certainly.
It's actually a good weighted pass for him to hit that hole there.
I mean, he is.
He hit the hole, but it was more of the...
Flags go up and another one will go through. So 19 points to 12. This is where Port really have to dig deep, because there's some boys who will have played a couple of games. Sam Chapman is one of them, and he's slow to get up.
Saving his energy.
Lie again, you would think, will go and challenge this one. Another restart for Port. Tui Vasa has been outstanding with his restarts. He's seen something he likes in the middle.
No, just keeping him on
Held
the
it
toes.
too long because the South players realised what he was doing, and a driven one this time, and Zia Vogel.
Nice.
It's the first. Managed to step away from the first one. Sagari will step away from Koe, and he will get it through. To Rockeneye. Downhill running for Rockeneye, inside ball to Wiggett. Wiggett will press the loud pedal. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Souths again will go there, and they will score under the posts again.
Taking advantage of the one man.
The extra man, and just as fatigue you would think will start to set in. Oh, borderline, but hey, I let that go, let that play.
Flat's good.
And then Wiggett just eased through the gears. Grabashnikov under the posts. Can convert again. Ziervogel down, getting tape on his ankle. I am really interested to keep an eye on Ronavusa. We've got Lamble warming up and Faulkner is warming up. Did we find out about Metcalf while you were on your channel?
I didn't see him over there. And
so back to parity. Now have a chat with him. He is a very, very lucky boy.
okay. Being called back on again. California back on.
So Williams has come off and has Lamble gone on. Yep. So now they'll have Lamble and Lie running after this one. That's a great restart. Oh, it's gone out. Knock-on by Lie again. I think he owns a record for the number of knock-ons from restarts. I mean, it's time and time again.
Yeah.
Because they nearly got the line out.
Hey, he's there. At least he's there. That's all you can say.
Oh, so has he gone to...
Oh.
That'll be a South's line out.
Did he take off from on the line or something?
I'm not entirely sure. Well, he's taken off infield and it's gone off Porter. But anyway, we'll restart from here. I saw her again. Flat ball to Rockeneye. Again gets his hands free this time. Ronavusa couldn't bring it in.
See their fitness coming in. They're all trying to tackle up high.
It's starting to get tired now, the Port boys, you would say, but Rockeneye now is really starting to come into his own, and he's managing to keep his hands free and get the offloads away. And that's what makes him such a dangerous runner in midfield. His ability to allow that second phase runner to go.
That's it.
We approach the hour mark. Lights are on at Port Adelaide. Just waiting for the sun to go all the way down behind the trees behind us.
Looks like we've got a move happening here. Oh, nice hands.
Nell has to drag it in off the fingers. Will look to kick over the back, and put South under a little bit of pressure. Grabezhnikov likes more time than that to kick, but they've managed to get away. Sagari again. Good challenge, I think, from Nell. And they'll go forward pass. So Nell again will feed into the scrum. I think it was him who tackled Sagari, and that's a big ask for any halfback.
Well, he's not the biggest man.
Yeah, they're the times that you start just giving the side eye at your back row. How was it that I had to make that tackle?
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, it was Nell, and then the offload went forward.
Sometimes you don't expect it from the small fellas.
Halfback would just be like, "Look, told you boys, this is this is how you do it. If I can do it." Koe again is going to look on that short side. Suggestion of a high tackle. Yep, there it is.
There we go.
Sam Chapman asking about it. I think it was Joe Wiggett. And a combination of Joe Wiggett and Brodie Porter, I think, got Koe around the head.
What are we going for?
They're going to look and push it down further into the corner. Now they've got that dual line-out threat of Lamble and Liet, the double L's.
What number am I?
See if they can get a try back here.
Well, they've always looked good, and it looks like there's going to be some more front row changes. Graham Newton for Souths, and Dean Faulkner has been warming up for a long time in front of us, but he's already played a game of AFL this morning and a reserve grade game. It's going to work back towards Port, not the tidiest line out in the world, and a little knock on.
Little skill errors are kicking
Just
in here.
shooting themselves in the foot with that set piece, I'm afraid. It's been slow. Bully Ruarua is slow to get up as well, but it's been
don't think anyone's
from a pace point of view, it's come in fits and starts today, PJ.
It's a nice strategic. No one cares that you're laying down. Yep, take your time. Take your time. Do your shoelace.
So Mr. Jackson is over on Zia Vogel's side. Got Stanojevic versus Lewis on this side. See whether there's any shenanigans on this side. Solid scrum from South, and Sagari will go again. Again to Isoa, and
bang.
Much better meeting by Isoa in California. Sagari beats the first one. Scowcroft has a couple of bites at it and gets it eventually. Happy to give it them. Isoa again will roll around the inside. Tui Vassad can't get hold of Rowe. Rowe is just big and strong and makes wonderful yardage. Isoa again. He looked for another little gap. The gap closes. Scowcroft almost had hands on. Second go at it. Yep, the penalty. Didn't beat the clean out.
Oh, coming back.
Yep, didn't beat the clean out. Got a second bite at it.
Couple of big hit-ups here.
Yes, Sam Rowe, that's
Went
one. That's two. I think he gets this one as well. Three. Oh, 2.5.
2.5, yeah. Got right behind that attacking line though.
So Souths now will push down into this corner. So Newton has come on. I think Thomas Klopf has come on as well. See whether we can see who those changes are made for. Bully Ruarua and Zia Vogel. Zia Vogel's played well. He just kept his head down but done the right stuff. Porter off the top. Now they are rolling. Wiggett, it's at the back. He's just got hands on. Oh, Scowcroft comes right round the outside.
Yep.
And it's going to be a scrum for
Port Adelaide.
truck and trailer, maybe? I don't know.
Was that, no, that's
Gone out,
accidental.
come back in.
No, you said accidental offside, which is the old swishy hands.
Well,
Or technical terms.
don't know how you. Yeah. So it's going to be a Port scrum in the shadow of their posts. It's been a change in the front row. Graham Newton now will go to work on that far side. Anzio Lewis has still got Steven Stanojevic to deal with.
Pressure, Harry!
He's lost the footing at that point. Tui Vasa had to pick that up. They're going to try and go coast to coast.
Here we go.
They're away.
Oh.
They're out to the 22 at least. Reynolds will pick up. Question of whether Wiggett was onside at that point. Lamble. Sorry, that was Lie. Assisted by Lamble.
That's where the structure comes into it.
Nell hoists it high.
Hopefully
Grabeshnikov will hear footsteps. He did
He was a
very,
bit
very
nervous.
well. Is it going to come back on Port's side? Yes, it is.
Yep. And here we go. Port.
Penalty.
4 meters. Is that
Someone else
Chappie?
slow getting up. Is that Chapman
Chappie,
again?
yeah.
He's had a big day as old Sam. Oh, he called him old Sam now. Geez, that makes me
Nice.
feel old.
Hopefully he's just... he doesn't look comfortable.
He never does, though, in fairness.
Yeah.
Well, he's kept his run going. I think the Adelaide University game was the first game that we saw Sam Chapman not come off injured every time we broadcast him. And it looks like we're going to do it again. It looks...
He's up.
Yeah, the signal is made, and it looks like Dean Faulkner will come on.
Yep. There you go.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that that one's tactical.
Well,
He's not coming off for an injury. That one was tactical.
That's it,
We'll-
yeah.
We'll save him from
I
himself.
believe he was in the back line in the Bees for a bit.
Dean Faulkner.
No.
Oh, Sammy.
Chappie, yeah. So let's just call him an all-rounder.
He is an all-rounder. Not found touch. Pressure comes. Beat a couple again. Oh, good Lord, he's off again. Lots and lots of room on the inside as well. I saw it. Rock and I steps inside a couple. Tui Vasa manages to get hands on. Wiggett. I saw her again. Again, he will sniff through, try and find a way through. Just slips it off to Sagari. Wiggett. This is everyone. There's been a couple of them today for Souths. Grabeshnikov trying to find a way through. Looks like he's lost it. And it's going to come back Port's way.
And he's going
Now,
top.
and again,
Ooh,
oh,
too
it's just
high.
gone high. It's going to end up straight out.
Yeah.
Saw what he was thinking.
He's got his
Well,
kicks
Port have done a lot better when they kept ball in hand.
Yes.
And there is a change coming.
Oh, the water boy's coming on.
The water boy is coming on.
The water
I heard
boy.
he could play a bit. Just wondering who's coming off. Ollie Scowcroft will come off. So that what's that? 63 minutes gone. So he's got about 27 minutes in red time to
Yeah.
see if he's as good a rugby player as he is a water boy.
The first 10 in a lineup that I've seen.
Well, Leo almost got hands on, but Souths again. Brody Porter is absolutely solid from the line-out point of view. Rock and I will come back on the inside and absolutely break the ankles of Nathan Charles.
Oh, what was that? Knock on.
Big day for Rock and I. Just sidestepped the Wallaby.
Put that one on the old,
Put it on your CV.
put the old bar chat talks. One time I stepped the wallaby.
We should be nice to Nathan. We want him to come back there, don't we? So it will be a Port scrum.
So what position is he actually playing?
He's playing flank.
Flanker, okay.
Reynolds sends it to Tui Vasa early. There's a little bit of a gap for him. Rock and I will get him. Looked for the offload, wasn't there. Reynolds will sit in at halfback to Coe, to Lamble. Those two work so well together in the second row. California will have to do some work. Rock and I again will make the challenge. There's a penalty there.
What's your wing, brother?
Nell will have to make touch with this one.
That's it, just make sure of
I'll
it.
tell you what, there's talent in that Port's back line.
There is, it's... they've always got that raw talent.
Yeah. Is Charles going to put the ball into the lineup? He is.
Hang on.
Riley Warren lost his throwing
Get
duties.
involved. He's tapped him on the shoulder. Nice.
Off the top. Nell. Flat ball to Coe. Coe will give it to Warren.
Nice.
Well, that frees him up in midfield at least. Now to Reynolds. To Ivasa. Steps inside again. Looks for the offload. Good challenge.
Port still have it.
Lehigh had to have a couple of bites at it. Slowed his momentum down. Now. Too many of them have happened. Oh, there's a big
That's all right,
contact.
Yep, bringing it back.
Well,
Looks like he's... oh, he's calling something.
message to just slow it down. So this is the contact here. Where does it start? Oh, yeah, no. Well, if one was a yellow, that one probably needs to be a yellow.
I don't think my shoulder could do that. He was bent over at the hips, but
Or
somehow...
is it just a chat?
Nick, you gotta go to the touchy, mate.
So Nell will find touch.
That's it. Just basic meters.
So not only is he a water boy,
Yeah,
he's now doing his
ball
own
boy.
ball boy work.
And there's all the...
So another change there. If they brought Rock and I off, well, that has to be tactical because Rock and I's been absolutely outstanding in the middle of the park.
nice.
Now trying to find a way through. Has to sidestep Mr. Jackson as well.
Sneak behind the umpire. Look out. Yeah, he's coming off.
Another penalty. Going to be able to push further down. Oh, Charles fancies it.
Look out, he's
And
going
gone.
himself now.
Coe, he will run hard at the midfield as he does every single time. Now they're away. Tui Vasa sends it out to California. He's going to try and find a way through. Another big, strong run from the centre. Penalty. Not releasing, just got himself a little bit isolated.
I think California feels he has to make up for his time off the field.
Nobody wants to be a player down at any point in the game. But that is a dangerous backsline. Tui Vasa, California, the wingers have been good. I'm reliably informed of Vito and Lockie. It cost Port a fortune to fly Nathan Charles over every weekend, though, wouldn't it?
Just the old chip in. We've got a grant from the ARU maybe.
He's obviously come over to see how we broadcast our live games. It's just on a fact-finding mission. Off the back. Midfield again from Grabenchikov, and another sort of
just
loose
dropped.
carry from him. Sagari. Lier will get him.
Oh,
McLaughlin nearly got hands on.
all right, Tom.
Warren will wrestle with Graham Newton. It's going to end up coming back for Southside.
Good challenge.
Experience winning over youth at that point. Souths will have it again. Ronavusa will send it back into Grabenchikov.
I was going to say, I'm
One,
waiting for the
two.
chip over. They,
Oh, he's found California. The
Oh,
arms
he's
come
done
out.
play the whistle. Play the
Kind of
whistle.
gave himself up, but
That's it. Just
big
about
scrum,
to say.
you would think.
Back line roll up there, and the fullback was a bit too far back. Looks like South have got all the possession this half.
That's a fun little battle with Riley Warren and Graham Newton. Newton does very well in the end, and like I said, that's experience.
So the experience is that
Beating
his
youth.
arms just aren't that flexible, so they weren't going to open up.
He had to work hard to get to ground because it would have been a maul. Another solid scrum from South. Sagari will give it, and again, Onavuso again found an easy way through. Sagari just trying to find a way through as well.
Come back.
Bouncing ball to Ronavusa. Stanojevic runs into a wall of black and white. Porter sends it out
Going
into the
long.
middle. Rowe again,
Should be
trying
numbers
to
out
find
here.
a way through.
Oh.
Loops it over the top and drop cold, unfortunately, out on that far side. Nick
Went
Howard.
hands there.
So Port will have a scrum, and it's been a battle of set pieces at the moment. Reynolds has played well. We did get confirmation as well as we reached into the final 10 minutes. We did get confirmation from Reynolds that his celebration at uni,
Yep.
it was a coconut.
Coconut?
It was a coconut.
was
It was
watching that one,
definitely
yep.
a coconut.
I think you mentioned the Carver celebration.
Oh, there was a Carver celebration. Who was that? Tui Vasa went with the Carver
I'm
celebration.
going to say it was Tui Vasa.
He's promised me the Cobra will come back. And Casey Reynolds is saying that the coconut is here to stay. Oh, it's over the top. It's
Oh,
going to
here it
bounce
goes.
its way out
Oh.
to the winger, and it's going to work.
Put the ears back now.
Which
Put the
they
ears back.
invariably do at times.
Oh.
Sam Rowe again with a
It's
wonderful
flat
tackle.
and
Oh, the
turned over.
offload probably didn't need to come. Ronavusa again is taking a beating, but kept going.
Nice.
Lambold can't beat the clean up.
Must say the
Stanojevic
forwards-
is asking for the first one. It's going to be obliged. Lie. Oh,
Some things just never go
it's
your
a
way.
big day for Mr. Jackson. That's he's now penalised the ball. I mean, Faulkner looked for the intercept and it wasn't there. Better from California. Oh, Grabeznikov. Tell you what, if Tui Vasa had gone man, that would have been interesting, but he was going for ball.
Stepping. Lots of stepping.
It's going to come back
Hands out,
South's way
hands
again.
out.
Short ball, left behind.
Penalty.
High.
Jono, both NDs off now. Yeah. We're on a replay.
Oh, my word. I think we would have seen the Cobra.
I don't know. Was he going for the ball or was he going for the tackle? And
No, well, I mean, I hope he's going for the ball because if he's going for the tackle, that's a,
I think he went for the tackle and then
that's a
kind of
Dave
realised
Webb-esque miss if he was going for
the ball was
tackle.
coming to him.
So Grabeznikov will send it down into the corner. This pass from, it's a terrible pass,
yeah.
but as so usually happens, it seemed to have worked. Just shows how dry it's been this year. With
It's the rain's been coming, but nothing actually.
not straight,
that's
so
churning up
it's
the
going to be
fields.
a Port scrum. 15 in. It's been
It's been a good battle, you'd have to say. It was only that 10 minutes when they were down a player that
South managed to
South really
push
put it
away.
on.
So
Took
14
advantage.
points the difference, so 2 converted tries the difference. Running out of time, the best they can hope for really is to get another try, you would think, and get 7 or less, get the bonus point for 7 or less.
So what as you're saying, Souths are looking for the points.
Well, they need the points difference. Like I said, they're only out of the 4 on points difference. Howard will give it to Grabeznikov.
Wide. Here we go.
And they will come.
Where's the line? The line is staggered for Port.
Sakara will try and find a way through. And there's just been little handling errors like that from Souths all day. And with all due respect to Port, they've been able to get away with it today. They will not get away with it if they're playing the big boys, Old Coles, Burnside, even Elizabeth at the moment. They're not going to get away with it.
So they're inviting the temptation to run yourself and then forcing that pass at the last moment.
We are reaching the closing minutes of this one.
Nice. Force ball.
Off the top again, into midfield to Coe. Coe has Faulkner with him. Man and ball a little bit.
Pick and roll. Oh, got it.
Lier again just does the stuff that he needs to do, Damien Lier.
Nice meters.
Warren is at the back. He's going to pick and drive. And that's going to work for them. Another little pick and drive from Faulkner. It was really messy at the back and it's just not helped.
I say it's actually been very good display by both sides of the forwards, not overcommitting and not letting them all through.
So South will have another scrum. It wasn't really settled enough for Nell to go and get it and carry on. Another South scrum.
Line. Here we go. Temperature dropping a bit.
Klopf. That's on Coe. Does well to keep it in eventually. They're going to come this near side, and again another one just manages to find its way to the floor. Romero trying to find a way through. Good offload again. South's marching towards the 22. Stanojevic out on that far side. Quick ball is the call from the bench. Porter, one to beat for Porter, gets the offload away. In they will go. Jack Bush will score.
Great teamwork there.
Start to push that score out, and again it will not do Port Adelaide justice. That offload is fantastic, and Johnny Weiss, who is coming on at halfback, did very, very well. And the offload that got Bush away was very good away. While we're waiting for this kick, we'll have a look around the grounds. Brighton taking the trip up the hill and then back down the hill to Onkaparinga. They are leading 27 points to 18. Good game at Waite Oval. Woodville are leading that one 38 points to 29 over Adelaide University when it's a nice and close one. 26 points to 12 here, well 31 points to 12 now.
Decent high scoring games across the board.
I know, Collegians took the trip up to Elizabeth and they are leading 27 points to 19. But we're not seeing, as we see Jack Bush go over the line. He's happy with that one, but we are not seeing the big scores that we saw last year as often.
That's good.
33 points to 12 is, and it's been pushed out, but
well, there was 2 quick tries in there.
Still a good score. There's a lot of positives for rugby in here, South Australia. It's going to find its way to 10, and Leo, no, didn't make it 10. So Mr. Jackson wants to play on. Damien Leo deserves one. He deserves one. Coe came off the boundary fence and was ignored. Lewis.
What's happening here?
Flat ball to
there we go.
Lamble to Lie. Lie again.
No sidestepping there.
Reynolds will go in and help off the toes of Koei. Koei will try and find a way through. Looks for an offload. Gets an offload to Warren.
Nice support.
Now they're starting to rumble. Kind of everybody left Stanojevic alone. Nell has to snipe his way forward. Reynolds will step in to Tuivasa.
Step.
Tuivasa tries
nice.
to find a way through. Can't find a way through. Support got there eventually. Now Porter started to push forward. Nell is
JT's
slow to
down.
get up. Into red time. Faulkner straight at Newton. Reynolds will stay at halfback.
Here we go, here we
Koei,
go.
they've got numbers here. Koei steps inside, gets the offload away to
bad
Lamble.
pass.
And then that will go into touch. They're going to come back for something, a penalty.
Oh,
Offside.
cramps and
Cramps.
And some family jewels, I think.
Yeah, well, it did look that way. He was getting them watered. Lamble had a look.
That will,
I don't know how much that's going to help,
that will help.
but you know, hopefully Mr. Telford has got the right body part. He is
Oh, so that,
legendary for getting the wrong part.
that was the ligament. Sorry.
Great volunteer. It is volunteer week, isn't it? It's a great volunteer,
Yeah.
Dave Telford.
He's been around for a long time.
Has been around for a while. Line out in a very strong position for Port. Just about managed to bring it down again. Faulkner
Get it up.
trying to find a way
Yeah,
through again.
he's
We'll
gonna
just
get it
run
up.
at a green and white jersey. Reynolds to Ivasa.
Nice hands.
Flat ball again. Oh, that is strong.
There you
Still
go.
going.
He's-
Finally stopped just short.
Okay,
Reynolds
we're going
again.
now.
Lamble. Another wayward pass from the big fella.
California.
Oh, it's
intercept.
intercepted.
And offside.
Offside.
What are we doing?
This is that is a don't argue and a half.
That was a big don't argue.
That was the old Kendrick Lamar.
There
Sit
you go.
down.
California going for it.
Trying to find a way through. Stanojevic has found himself on the wrong side and does the dying fish to prove that he's trying to get out of there. Koei from very, very short. Grabeshnikov, that's good work from the fullback. Managed to get himself into a good position.
Yeah, pick and drive.
They're over the line, very, very close to it at least. Nell now has gone into halfback. Has Lamble on this near side. Slow ball.
Oh,
Oh,
lost it.
Lamble left it behind.
Play on.
And there's an advantage for the knock-on. Nell trying to counter-ruck. Probably not the greatest pass he could have given to Lamble, but he's an angry little man at the moment. He's an angry South African.
Oh, it's still in. Still
Box
in.
kick
There we
isn't going to go out. Charles.
Water boy. Ouch.
Oh, another one on the bounce, this time to California. California looks for a gap between the two. Great challenge.
Is that Dino?
Faulkner ends up with hands on the ball.
Nice. Going for the hands again.
They're away again. Tuivasa again, trying to find a way through. Shirt Tails has got him.
Off.
Reynolds brought down with hands on. And no, turned
Penalty.
over. How many's
Port's
that
ball
in the
again.
red zone for Souths? Going to go again.
Go
Now
South.
Reynolds is
He's
slow
gone
to get
himself.
up. Short ball again. Lie again.
It's close.
Now.
Oh,
He's lost it
And
again.
he's given it to him.
Grabeshnikov will come away with it. Sends it inside to Rameka.
And out. Nope.
Didn't quite bring him into touch. So they're going to go
the
back
umpire?
for the knock-on, and it'll be
Knock-on.
a Souths ball. And I tell you what, there can't be
Oh,
much
God.
longer left. Nell has gone down again. That's a brave offload from there from Grabeshnikov. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and knew that they had.
Oh, he's tried to. Yeah, he's tried.
And he's
to bring
tried
him
to
out.
drag him in, but I
Very
think
close.
they had the advantage anyway.
That's it. So what do we got? We got 2
It's
pass.
going to be a South scrum, and I think we'll
2
see
pass
what
long ball
happens
to the
here.
other side.
Either that or it'll just go out. Would have asked the question of how long is
Yeah,
left.
would've- I didn't see
It's a
anyone
big,
really
big
asking.
scrum for Port Adelaide, this one. Well, they got it moving backwards at the very least.
Oh, he's going long.
Rebeshnikov is going long. So there must be time for the lineup.
Not much distance really for a...
I mean, and it's pride at the moment for Port, isn't it? There's no bonus points available.
That's it.
It is simply pride. There's no 4-try bonus point. There's no 7-point bonus strike.
Nice.
Again, lost, and Nell confronted by South's players, and the two Hawkers managed to finally finish off. Klopf will try and run through the gap.
South is just going to go through the motions here.
Out the back to Rebeshnikov. Flat ball again to Rowe. Rowe now has a little bit of space on the outside. Silky runner from Rowe.
Still in, still in.
Oh, it's there! He's got there and got there first, and the try is given. Take a bow, Sam Rowe.
Oh.
Incredible work from the young man. Such a quiet and unassuming young man as well.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know. His try celebration just appears to be going around and giving people handshakes.
just get the job done.
Here he is, and he sees the gap and he's away.
He doesn't look special, which is kind of one of those things that people...
Well, he'd given up on the chase. Then he
goes
again.
He stops, and then everyone else kind of stops. So, and then he takes off
Oh,
again.
California is...
Oh, it's off
if the post, it's fine.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Still live.
Oh, I reckon that's what California thought.
Yep.
Had to have been.
Still live. If it hits the post, it's still live.
So if the post wasn't there, it would have went out.
It's part of the field of play.
Part of the game. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Play the whistle.
Big
golden
kick
roll.
for Grebenshikov. God, I've done all right with his name all day.
He's fancy tees these days.
You'd think that would be about it as well, you think?
Yeah. Well, they're all in the middle. You're going to say yeah.
There's a lot of pride to be taken from this from Port Adelaide, because 10 players out. It would appear that they lost Sean Metcalf in the warm-up. They lost Falatolu early on as well. Good looking kick off the boots. Boy, I half expected them to go up then, but they don't. 38 points to 12 it will finish, and Souths did manage to push that points difference out. That'll be good for them.
Good for them.
The other teams above them, unfortunately, well, Onkaparinga went down, so it will be interesting to see whether Souths will end up in that.
That is a very unlucky bounce.
It is a very unlucky bounce, but you
rolled up the pole and then back down and stayed in.
I think when he gets a chance to watch it again, he'll know that he needs to press the loud pedal earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, from Riverside Oval, as the sun has gone down, as usual, I've been Dave Webb and joined by PJ Organ. Souths sadly didn't come to the party today. We'll shame them into making sure we've got somebody next time. Ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful game of rugby. Lots of good to come out of this Saturday afternoon as well. We will see you next weekend. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with us this afternoon, and goodbye.